Are back in Oklahoma, teachers step up to rally at the state capitol, and a power outage hits thousands of students on a cold winter night. This is OU Nightly. Good evening and welcome to OU Nightly. I'm Olivia Whitehead.
And I'm Cornelius. We begin tonight with breaking news.
A warning from the State Health Department about a case of measles right here in Norman. Here's what people in the Norman area need to know right now. The State Health Department is specifically concerned about anyone who is around the infected person. Those at Norman Pediatrics on February 2nd from 9:45 a.m. to 1:15 p.m. and February 6th from 11:15 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. may have been exposed. Visitors to Chuck E. Cheese on February 3rd in Norman from 12:45 to 3:30 p.m. and anyone at the Norman Regional Healthplex on February 6th from 12:25 to 3:30 p.m. may be at risk as well. If you have already been immunized for the measles, officials say you should be protected. Experts say to check your immunization records if you believe you have been exposed and contact Cleveland County Health Department or your personal doctor if you have questions. This is the first case of measles in Oklahoma since 2015.
And at the state capitol right now, state lawmakers are voting on the Step Up Oklahoma budget package. The package includes $500 million of new taxes, which some object to, but it comes along with a promise that has many school teachers wanting a yes. A $5,000 a year teacher pay raise. OU Nightly's Jaron Spor spent the morning at the Capitol, where around 1,000 teachers rallied this morning.
That was the chant as many gathered at the Capitol for the teachers' rally. State Superintendent of Public Instruction Joy Hoffmeister talked about the future of Oklahoma schools.
Teacher shortage is real. We have educators leaving this profession. They don't want to, but they must. We know they must take care of their own families, and we know they are sacrificing to take care of yours and mine. But it is incumbent upon us today to realize the crossroads we are standing in. Our future depends on fixing this crisis. The teacher shortage is known throughout this state and throughout this country.
Last week in Governor Mary Fallon's State of the State address, she said Oklahomans need to come together to solve this budget crisis. Today, former Oklahoma football coach Barry Switzer had words for the legislature.
It is the Oklahoma standard. The state of education and teacher salaries in Oklahoma is facing an F5 disaster. So I ask you, is your legislator running to assist, or is he running away?
Now the fate of teachers rests with their elected representatives. Teachers hope their show of force made its mark this time. Jaron Spor, OU Nightly.
And OU Nightly's Reagan Ledbetter is at the state capitol right now watching this vote and joins us live. Reagan, this is a pretty big debate here.
Yeah, guys, I'm here where the Oklahoma State Legislature has been in this session for the last couple of hours to vote on the largest tax package in the history of the state, that is Step Up Oklahoma. After teachers rallied this morning, they packed the gallery waiting to hear that yes vote that would raise money to give them a $5,000 pay raise. While Republicans are urging this bill to be quickly passed, Democrats are saying, wait a minute, and wondering why there is such a rush.
Would you agree with me that it is a little bit disingenuous to say this is the last and final opportunity when it is February and session doesn't end until May? Would you agree that it is disingenuous to say that to the people in the gallery, that this is the last and final offer?
I believe this is the absolute best opportunity this body has on passing recurring revenue. Absolutely, 100%. Unequivocally, I won't deny this is the best opportunity that we have.
Now remember, this bill needs 76 votes to pass. It is unclear right now, however, if it will pass, but there's a lot of doubt about how it will help the state of Oklahoma after 2019. Right now they are voting, and we hope to have more information later on in the show. That's it for now. Back to you guys.
Reagan, thank you for that update. And last night, a fire ripped through a Norman household in a neighborhood right off of Flood Avenue. The blaze is believed to have started from a propane tank in the garage and quickly spread to the rest of the house. Neighbors say only one person lives in the home, but he had multiple people staying with him at the time.
It actually spread into the structure, the structural side of the house. Everybody was evacuated.
And the fire was contained to only one structure and some grass next door, and the house is now completely unlivable, but no one was hurt.
And the weather's been pretty chilly lately. Michael, do you have more on the temperatures for us?
Well, guys, it has been another cold day outside. Right now, it's mid-40s across the state. We actually are a little bit warmer than we were yesterday, thankfully, or if you like the warmer weather. About 10-degree change. We've warmed up quite a bit since yesterday, about 10 degrees. We're going to warm up a little bit more as we move into next week or into the later part of the week. We're going to have this quick warm-up followed by another cold front, but later on I will have an update on this drought that has been in Oklahoma. Back to you.
Thank you. And Ashley Eddy has an update on a suspicious letter sent to the Trumps. Ashley?
Some tense moments today when President Donald Trump's daughter-in-law, Vanessa Trump, opened a letter today containing an unknown white powder. The letter was addressed to the president's son, Donald Trump Jr. Vanessa Trump did not have an immediate reaction to the substance. However, she and two others, including her mother, were taken to a nearby hospital as a precaution. The fire department has not yet released any information about any possible injuries, and the New York Police Department later deemed the substance as non-hazardous. And today, President Trump unveiled his long-awaited infrastructure plan. This plan seeks $200 billion in government funds to stimulate $1.5 trillion in infrastructure investments.
Trying to build roads and bridges and fix bridges that are falling down. This room really understand better than most, probably, hopefully better than anybody, that the problem the states have and local leaders have with funding the infrastructure is horrendous.
The 53-page document plans to leverage local and state tax dollars as well as private investments, all in order to fix roads, bridges, as well as bring broadband internet access to more areas outside of major cities. And 3 Milwaukee County jail staffers are facing charges connected to the death of Terrell Thomas, an inmate who died in 2016 of dehydration. These charges come almost a year after jurors found evidence against Nancy Evans, Kasha Meters, and James Ramsey Guy. An investigation revealed that Thomas had his cell water deliberately shut off as a punishment for flooding it in 2016. Meters and Ramsey Guy face criminal charges for neglect of a resident of a penal facility, while Evans faces criminal charges for both obstructing an officer and a misconduct of duty. And today the National Portrait Gallery unveiled its official portraits of President Barack Obama alongside former First Lady Michelle Obama. These paintings now both additions to the museum's America's Presidents exhibition.
Well, thanks, Ashley. That'll be a good addition to the museum. And still ahead on OU Nightly.
A power outage leaves thousands of students in the cold.
Plus, the flu continues to bear down on Oklahomans. Stay with us.
Nearly all of OU Greek life lost power just before 9 p.m. last night. Without interior heating, many residents were left to shiver in the dark as temperature outside was close to single digits. The power remained off until 11:56 at night. OU spoke with OG&E spokeswoman Kathleen O'Shea about the incident.
It turned out to be a bad underground circuit coming out of a substation. That happens sometimes, and so it took us just under 3 hours to get that fixed and switched so that we got people restored.
1,462 customers across Norman were affected by the power outage.
And amid the power outage was a gas leak found inside a sorority house right here on campus. Last night at Pi Beta Phi, members detected a gas odor and called the Oklahoma Natural Gas Company, who shut off the house's gas for the night. This morning at 7 a.m., plumbing and gas companies evacuated the house to test for a leak before giving the all clear to go back into the house at 12:30. OU Pi Beta Phi chapter president Taylor Dingler said in an email that every member is safe, but no member was allowed to comment.
The flu is still taking a toll on Oklahomans. Kyle Payne is here in the Health Beat to explain why it's not slowing down. Kyle?
It was another busy week for the flu in the state of Oklahoma. 4 more deaths on top of more than 350 hospital admissions. And now across the country, a Tamiflu shortage is slowing the healing process down. Oklahomans have been prescribed Tamiflu 8 times more than last flu season. Typically, February is the peak month for the flu, but experts from the CDC are concerned the peak won't hit until March. Flu shots are still available at most pharmacies and doctors' offices. And for the first time ever, scientists from the United States and the UK were able to grow human eggs in a lab. The eggs, while showing some signs of abnormality, developed from an early stage in ovarian tissue into fertile eggs. The World Health Organization classified infertility as a global public health issue, and while more research is needed before they are used to help women with fertility issues, they're very excited about the progress so far. And former Aetna Medical Director Dr. J. Ken Lanuma is being investigated by the state of California. He admitted under oath that he never looked at medical patients' records when deciding whether or not to approve care. Aetna is the nation's 3rd largest insurance provider with more than 23 million customers. During his testimony, he claimed he was practicing what he learned from Aetna's initials training. And guys, people are boycotting the new Peter Rabbit movie for poking fun at kids with food allergies.
That's not good.
Interesting.
It seems mean. Well, thank you, Kyle.
Thank you. The Vagina Monologues, a play by Eve Ensler about violence against women, is held at OU annually. The play consists of separate monologues, each one emphasizing different women's stories. Director Freya Downey says this year's play is different from ones in the past.
Spotlight monologue, and we are bringing in local activists to come and talk about how they're changing and the communities around them and how the local communities can help with that. And we have some activists from OU who are speaking about that as well.
The Vagina Monologues will be held tonight at 7 in Meckham Auditorium.
And still ahead on OU Nightly, Michael Bohling has some more on the weather for us. Possible warmer temperatures, Michael?
Well, guys, it looks like another roller coaster week of temperatures. I'll let you know all the details coming up next. Welcome back to OU Nightly. I'm Michael Bohling here today with your forecast, and it's looking like a nice day outside. If we take a look at the Cedar Sky Cam, you will see out in Norman, it's looking pretty good here. Looking pretty good in OKC, looking pretty good in Tulsa, and still looking pretty nice on the River Cam. It's pretty much standard across the state right now. Pretty nice temperatures outside, 45 degrees. It's a little chilly still, but we are going to see that warm up start to come in. And as we look at the next few days, it's going to be pretty still around Oklahoma, so we're going to see some clouds move in, but it should warm up pretty quickly in the next couple of days. And so you see right here, like about 63 degrees. I think we'll be heating up to the upper 60s and the lower 70s as we move through the week, but there is another cold front that's going to start pushing through Thursday, and into Thursday night into Friday morning, we're going to cool down quite a bit. Now, about the drought, we do have about 4/5 of an inch less rain than we see. That's the rainfall deficit. That's rain below normal in the last 30 days. And that cold front might give us some help, but probably not very much. Maybe 2/10 of an inch at best, I think. About 28 degrees is the lows overnight. Going to be about upper 20s for the most part across the state. And as we wake up tomorrow, it's going to be very cold again, but we're going to heat up a little bit it's going to be very similar to what we saw today, heating up to about 49 degrees. And you'll see the 7-day temperatures on the mediogram here. It's looking a lot like the stock market. We're going up, we're going down, and then we're kind of hopefully going to even out with some nice temperatures. And tomorrow about upper 40s and pretty chilly, some clouds. We're going to see a lot more clouds start rolling in on Wednesday. As we look into later in the week, we do have a chance of rain as we heat up to 73 degrees. And there are some chances of some winter precipitation, but I'm not banking on it right now.
Just another roller coaster week, man.
Oh, yeah.
Well, thank you, Michael.
And the 2018 Winter Olympics are underway, right, Lauren?
That's right, Olivia. A couple Americans really proved themselves in Pyeongchang this weekend. Plus, men's basketball can't seem to find their rhythm. Don't go anywhere. Sports is around the corner. Welcome back. I'm Lauren Linville. The U.S. has hit the ground running in the Olympics, winning medals and making history. Red Gerard won the first medal for the United States in Pyeongchang. The 17-year-old Colorado native dominated in the men's snowboard slopestyle event, taking gold to beat 2 Canadian riders, while American figure skater Mirai Nagasu became the first American woman to land the triple axel jump at an Olympics, earning bronze. Moving from the cold to the court, the Oklahoma men's basketball team has been struggling. In typical road fashion, the Sooners fell short 88-80 to Iowa State in Ames Saturday, despite a 17-point comeback, suffering their 6th road loss in a row. The usual Trae Young show was topped by Cyclones guard Lindell Wigginton, who finished with 26 points to Young's 22. OU's Christian James tied Young in points, clinching his career high, and the Sooners host Texas tomorrow at Lloyd Noble. While the men didn't get the outcome they quite needed, women's basketball put the Jayhawks in their place 72-52. Senior Gabby Ortiz led the Sooners with 16 points with help from Maddie Manning's 14 and Vivi Pierre-Louise's 11. They head to Morgantown Saturday to take on West Virginia in their 3rd Big 12 road game in a row. And Oklahoma women's gymnastics put up yet another score of 198 plus to top North Carolina Sunday. Rachel Roberts is here with more. Rachel?
That's right, Lauren, and the Sooners are the only program in the nation who have posted more than one score of 198 or higher this season. Sophomore Maggie Nichols won the all-around title with a 39.675, while putting up her 2nd perfect 10 of the season on beam. She now has 9 career perfect scores, but Nichols wasn't the only sophomore to shine Sunday, as Bree Showers scored a 9.9 on beam, putting her in the 4th place ranking in the category. Coach Kindler had plenty to say on the fearlessness of her team.
Balance beam, I mean, we're really knocking it out of the park on balance beam. Very consistent, super confident in what they're doing, just really attacking beam.
This win gives the Sooners a stronghold of the #1 spot in the nation. Up next, the Sooners head to the Perfect 10 Challenge, where they will face Nebraska February 16th. Back to you, Lauren.
Thank you, Rachel. Well, the men's team also holds the top spot in the nation and managed to win over number 10 Iowa Saturday night. Madeline Roberts has more on them. Madeline?
Yes, Lauren, the reigning national champs are busy. Another win over the weekend and then a visit to Sooner Sports Pad tonight. Yul Moldauer and Levi Anderson will pay us an in-studio visit for our debut show of the semester. We also go one-on-one with freshman women's star Anastasia Webb and relive Baker Mayfield's Heisman weekend. Catch us live at 7:30 on Fox Sports Oklahoma. And if you missed tonight, you can watch the replay tomorrow right after our newscast. Lauren?
Thank you, Madeline. Well, the Oklahoma City Thunder handed Memphis its 6th loss in a row yesterday without injured Russell Westbrook and Carmelo Anthony. Paul George stole the show, recording 33 points and 8 assists, and helped the Thunder complete one of its best halves this season, leading 74-54 at the break. OKC topped the Grizzlies 110-92 and will meet again Wednesday in Tennessee. Well, guys, check out this former Sooner Blake Griffin pegging Dennis Schroeder in the head after the ref called Blake for a foul. Griffin argued, saying he was trying to throw the ball to the ref but just missed. The ref then hit Griffin with a technical for his missed throw.
Yeah, it was a missed throw.
Yeah,
right?
I'm not so sure that it was a missed throw, but also, I mean, I think things can get pretty heated in a basketball game. So.
I'd imagine. Well, thank you, Lauren.
Thank you. Still to come on OU Nightly, thousands of pups compete to be top dog.
I'm Sarah Beth Guevara with the Newsroom Update. The Oklahoma House of Representatives is voting right now on the Step Up Oklahoma budget. The plan would raise taxes on several items, but would also guarantee a pay raise for Oklahoma teachers. 76 votes are needed for the plan to pass. Right now, there are only 62 yes votes. OU Nightly will keep a close eye on this vote, and you can find the latest information on our social media pages tonight. That's it from the Update Desk. Back to you in the studio.
Let me tell you about this year's Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show. It's a dog-eat-dog world, and there are 28,000 pups hungry for best in show. People have a chance to meet some of the top canines in the world who will unleash their hidden talents. The most prestigious dog show began this morning and will continue until 10 p.m. tomorrow night.
You know, it's actually about to be the Chinese New Year now, and it is the year of the dog, so I guess it's good for those boys, right?
There we go.
Right. But Michael's got our weather fact of the day. Michael, what is it, or is it a review?
It's actually going to be a weather review today. We're going to take a look at the 7-day just one more time. I want to take a look at those roller coaster temperatures that we have for the next week. We are going to be heating up pretty nicely the next couple of days, but I wouldn't quite put those sweaters at the back of your closet yet, because you're going to need them again when we hit this weekend.
Oh, we'll be sure to bundle up if we need it, right?
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
Well, thank you for watching OU Nightly, brought to you by the Gaylord College at the University of Oklahoma.
We'll see you back here tomorrow night live at 4:30.
Have a great evening.
Good night.